Hey Bloxburgers, this is your monthly Bloxburg news for January 2026. The first monthly news of the year, but starting with the headlines, we got a double ticket weekend, the Christmas update was removed but not the snow, an Ikea collab was leaked and then the Ikea update dropped, Bloxburg revealed the 2026 roadmap and leaked some really interesting updates, and the Valentine's update was teased, so let's get into it. Now this was somewhat of a quiet month, however the roadmap has some really cool things that the game has planned for this year, and I'm really excited to get onto that part as I haven't actually talked about it in a video yet. But let's go back to the 1st of January, where the first thing we had happen this month was 2x tickets. Now this was announced to be from January 2nd to January 5th, where players would get double the amount of tickets from the winter mini games to help stock up on the items and trophies before the Christmas update was gone. So this was a nice surprise, as we didn't actually get double tickets for the Halloween update. Then a few days later, on the 9th of January, Bloxburg tweeted reminding players that the Christmas update was leaving on the 12th. Then of course on the 12th of January, the Christmas update was finally removed. However, as per usual, the snow on the map stayed, as this doesn't leave until early February, and this is something that players have a love-hate relationship with, as most people cannot stand the snow. But a few days later, on January the 15th, we actually got some incredibly exciting news through Swedish and Australian Ikea websites and news articles, because it was actually revealed that an official Bloxburg and Ikea update collab was on its way. Now this had previously been leaked a few months back in 2025, where an Ikea NPC outfit was actually found on Roblox made by the Bloxburg development group, but we had not heard anything about why or what this was actually for until now. The collab was revealed to be in Sweden and Australia only, and actually have a Bloxburg scavenger hunt in stores there for a 2-week period, as well as official Ikea items coming to Bloxburg for players to buy too. Now players were of course incredibly excited to hear this news, however they were also concerned because at this point all we knew is that this was only coming to Sweden and Australia and not the rest of the world, so of course people wanted to know if it was other countries too, or if no one would be able to get the virtual items outside of those two countries. But luckily, just under a week after we originally found out about this, Bloxburg answered this for us when they posted a teaser on Twitter, and this teaser read, "Hey Bloxburgers, we're excited to announce that Ikea is coming to Bloxburg this Thursday. All players can buy Ikea-inspired items available at Fancy Furniture until February 5th, and eligible players in Sweden and Australia will also have access to a special in-game quest, and select stores will be hosting in-real-life events featuring an in-store scavenger hunt to unlock some additional items." It also of course had an image attached showing some of the new items coming, and then the next day they added this bit onto the tweet saying, "Hey Bloxburgers, whilst we would love the quest to be available for all regions, Ikea was only able to provide this opportunity in Sweden and Australia at this time. Everyone will still be able to use the furniture to decorate though, so luckily the rest of the world was going to be able to get the items, just not participate in the quest or the in-store events." But the very next day, the Ikea update dropped, as well as all of the in-store Bloxburg event stuff in Sweden and Australia. The Ikea update added the following items: 2 different vases, 2 different adult beanbags, a wicker chair, an L system carpet, 4 different colors of a sectional sofa, and 2 different sizes of the infamous Blaha shark plush. So all players, no matter the country they lived in, could buy these from build mode and from inside of Fancy Furniture, and then specifically Swedish and Australian users would see everything in the game branded with the Ikea branding, as well as a quest where if they bought everything, they got a free shark plushie. Focusing on the in-store stuff, in certain Swedish and Australian Ikea stores, they hid 4 QR codes around the store, and if you found them and scanned them, you actually got 4 exclusive Ikea items inside of the game too. And it turned out that if you used a VPN, not only could you see all of the Ikea branding in-game no matter where you were, but it would also let you scan these QR codes, and luckily I had someone I know called Quack who was pretty much the first to go and find all 4 of these codes in real life and then send them to me, which I then posted in a video and some shorts for you guys to use with the VPN, and we were luckily all able to get the items this way. So if you haven't done that already, you have 1 day left before the event's over, and I will link the video down below. But the 4 extra items you got for doing this were a little kind of table thing, a stool, a yellow chair, and then a shelf. Overall, the Ikea event has been really exciting, and the only disappointing thing that players aren't happy with is the choice of items. Is there some iconic Ikea items that weren't included in this collab, and the fact that we couldn't color any of the items either, which I was also disappointed with. However, because this is a brand collab, we can understand that this would have been Ikea's choice, as all of the items were of course modeled from their real products, but it is still really frustrating, especially as someone who pretty much only uses pink and everything is in bright colors that I will not use. Anyways, skipping to the 28th of January, we actually got some incredibly exciting Bloxburg news. They posted a tweet saying, "Hey Bloxburgers, it's finally 2026 and we're so excited to share what we've got planned for the next 6 months in Bloxburg. Curious to see what's coming? Watch the full video here." And then this had a link to a full roadmap video discussing the plans for the first half of this year in Bloxburg, as well as an image as well summarizing all of the video attached. So let's go over what's actually been announced to be added this year. First up, we have Elder Age Morph, where it says we're gonna get a a new age, which will be elders, of course, new animations, which will most likely fit this age morph, and new items, which will most likely as well be kind of themed around this, so maybe walking sticks or like wheelchairs or things like that. So we're pretty much getting a whole new age category for role players. Then we have holiday updates where we actually have 2 new ones this year. So of course we have Valentine's Day coming, which is actually coming tomorrow as per usual, but we also have the brand new Lunar New Year, which is actually in February, and then Easter, which has been a very requested update over the years, so we're finally getting those. Then we have a mini map coming, so a full screen map that you can find other players or locations with, which has also been very requested. We also have a walking toggle, so you can pick between walking speeds, and they're also removing the stamina bar, which technically hasn't been in the game since the UI revamp because there's not really a place for it, but literally nobody knew it existed anyways. However, the walking toggle is something I'm so excited about because when you're trying to film movies or like role plays, it's really annoying having to sprint everywhere, so this will be incredibly realistic. Then we have progression rebalancing, which is leveling up skills and jobs faster, which will be so helpful so it won't take as long to do anything anymore, and of course you'll be able to unlock the items from these jobs a lot quicker. So I feel like I am going to be grinding all the jobs once this happens. Then we have build mode improvements, which has also been heavily requested. So we have the UI overhaul for build mode coming, improved tools, finally hollow gable roofs, the legend is true, and transforming more items as well. Then we have vehicle spawning, so you'll be able to spawn your vehicle anywhere, and finally we are getting expansions on existing furniture sets. So that's everything kind of like summarized. Obviously it will go pretty deeper and the video does go over a lot more, but that is kind of like the summary of it for you guys. I will also link the full video down below if you guys want to watch, but I'm so excited for all of these changes. I cannot wait, and this is only for the first half of the year as well. But finally in January, 2 days later, we got a surprise leak for the upcoming Valentine's update. This tweet read, "Hey Bloxburgers, Valentina is on her way to town to open her stand and kickstart the Valentine's season. Are you ready for the most romantic time of the year?" And it had an image attached of this, which shows the most incredible looking pink Cadillac car, which I'm so excited about. We can also see the map decorated for Valentine's in the background, especially in front of Town Hall, and it just looks so cool, so I'm so excited for that. But that was it for January. It was a pretty quiet month, however we know they're working on a lot right now, especially now we've got the new roadmap. But let's move on to our 5 builds of the month. Starting off strong, we have this Lava Dragon by Chaotic Neutral. She is an incredible builder, by the way. I feel like I've probably featured her before, but she made this amazing humongous dragon, which is just, I'm blown away. It's so incredible. The detail is insane. I genuinely don't know what to say. She is definitely one of the most talented builders we have. It's so cool. But next up, we have a few from the Bloxburg Discord. So this build is by Foj456456, and it's just a little mid-century bungalow, but I thought it was really cute. I love the interior style, especially the little bedroom area kind of being raised up a bit. I love the posters. The little living room area as well is really cool, and they also use the new Ikea sofa, which is cute. Then we actually have this firefighting stuff by Milk in Bottle, where they have custom made a whole helicopter and 2 little fire engines, and the detail is just so cool. These look so realistic. These are so impressive. I love these so much. Then we have this garage build by Abdul, and I do think I've also featured him before, but I thought this was really cool. I love the style of it. The style is like very Bloxburg. It's not too realistic, but it's also incredibly detailed, and I just thought this was really cool. Like, I would be happy if we had this in the map. And finally, we have a cute little bunny build by Moth Illic, which I just thought was so adorable. I'm pretty sure it's modeled off their real life rabbit because they have like a picture of one on the cage, but this was just super cute. I love it so much, and that is all for our 5 builds of the month. That is it for our January news, and I will see you all later tomorrow actually for the Valentine's update. But I love you all so much, glossettes. XOXO Glossy Girl.